The shitty fucking game. Just kidding. It's okay. It's not the greatest, you know. Scarlet. Black Ops 4 Zombies is a weird game. Because, it's not like it's a bad game. It's just, not that... It just has a lot of things that hold it back from being a better game than it is right now, you know? One thing, perk systems, adding a specialist weapon, special zombies, the maps themselves, like, on launch, you had 4 freaking maps. And that sounds cool when you think about it. But then you realize, like, oh wait, they need to, what's it called? They're designing 4 maps instead of just 2, and you can tell that they were spread thin a little bit with each map. And it's kind of sad, you know? But I think the worst offender of this is Blood of the Dead. I think that map feels super not finished compared to like 9. Oh, even Voyage doesn't feel like super super finished even. You could just tell they were spread thin, but very ambitious. Like, and we can commend them for that, I guess.
So, is this mythological humbug
But in execution, you could tell they were just like not ready to do so many maps at once, and then also had to do more maps after that. Yeah, kind of a tall order when you think about it. So maybe they should just stuck. And then they're also creating a whole different timeline as well, a whole different story. Oh, what was that talking about? But yeah, this is my favorite in this game though. Ancient Evil's sick as fuck. If you haven't tried it out yet, you're missing out. But yeah, the maps themselves too. Just like Blood of the Dead does not feel like a.
I could use my hammer.
I don't know. I don't know if anybody's like said this before, but I don't think it's like a finished map to me. It really doesn't. Because of how like each area kind of flows and how like the fact that like, you know how the start of it you kind of go through the, I don't know what you call that area, where you go from the laboratory to the main prison area, and it's just like a whole horde section where you're just fighting off a bunch of zombies, and Brutus is there and he's spawning in dogs and stuff. That area doesn't feel like it was designed for walking back and forth through, because it's like the worst area to walk through for that map, and it makes me really not want to play it, in all honesty. And it makes you think about it, like, did this get tacked on like towards the end of it and they were focusing more on chaos? Because 9 and, well, for the most part Voyage, they feel like finished maps, but in but Blood of the Dead doesn't really, and Classified feels finished too, honestly. I don't know, they just feel like they were spread thin. And then on top of that, the gameplay mechanics are just not fun to play with. Like, I think one thing that really kills it for me is the point system.
I'm starting
like,
to wonder if the sculptures here got
now you can, like, the best way to get points is just by knifing them. Where before you had to shoot them a little bit and then knife them. Like, you have to shoot them in the legs. But now it's just because it's a set amount of points. It's just, you're mainly encouraged to knife them instead of shooting them repeatedly. And I don't really understand that change. Besides, like, they want to control how many points that the player gets towards the start. But, at that point...
Looks like this place, the audience to slay.
At that point, you've been working with the system for so long. Why not just work around it instead of just replacing it with something that's like just objectively worse and not as fun to play with? Like, it just feels, I'm not using my brain as much when I'm like, oh, I just have to shoot him in the head, whatever. Compared to just like shooting him in the legs, or like, you know how in later rounds you had to get a point gun or something just to get points? That's like, and it gives like the worst weapons a use. But now there's no use for them. They're just bad weapons that you should never use. Except this game doesn't really have a lot of bad weapons. They're mostly good. And then the big one, let's talk about the next one. The big one is the perk system. Creating a whole new perk system fucked them up super hardcore. Because now they have to rework every perk, make up new perks, yada yada yada. Where in the end, where you're trying to get rid of crutch perks, because like that's really is a big problem in BO3. Because you'll mainly be using double tap, stamina up, and jug, and those already take up 3 perk slots. So you're not even encouraged to use like other perks really. And then not even that yet, because you also have to get Widow's Wine, which is like the best perk pretty much. So you're just like, you don't really have perk variety.
A crafting table. Now I know
and they tried to fix that in this game, but in the end, they had more not as useful perks than useful perks. So it ended up just creating the same problem. Because I only run these perks that I have on now. Quick Revive, Stamina Up, Dying Wish, and Winter's Wail. Because they're the best. You're just like, I don't know. I just like, there are other perks that you could use, like Victorious Tortoise, and I don't know the other ones that are useful. But I don't feel the need to use them because these are already really good. And I think that kills the game a little bit. It makes it just like less interesting to play. Like, I don't have perk variety anymore. I didn't have much before, but now I don't. Well, I'm gonna take that back actually. You definitely have more perk variety than you did on BO3. But at the same time, like there's still like crutch perks you can use. Like there's more. I don't know what I'm trying to say. They do kind of fix it, but they doesn't really fix it completely. There's still the problem's still there. If that makes sense.
You know, I bet I can turn this into a lucrative business. Some people will shove anything up their noses.
Funny. Another problem I have with this game is just the story, really. Like, I really don't like a lot of the characters in this. They feel like, or mainly, it's not even that I don't like the characters. It's that I don't like their dialogue. The dialogue is something that I think was way better in older games, specifically BO1. Everybody referenced that game because, you know, they were actually funny. But in the, I don't know, in later games, they're just not. They really aren't. I don't find them funny. I know people say they like them and they're funny, but I don't. I think they're just very annoying. One type of joke structure they do is like, someone says something weird or something crazy or something just says a joke and they'll be like, huh, that was a joke. I don't know if I'm explaining myself well. I might have examples when I edit this, but where it's just like someone makes a joke and then they acknowledge the joke themselves, like, what? Haha, Taki'll make funny joke.
Oh, this one just smells like battle, gunpowder, dirt, blood, screams. Yes, I said it smells like screams.
Ask me no questions and I'll sell you no lives. Did you see what I did there? Stoa of the Athenians. What the hell is a stoa anyway? Ah, I'm going to the stoa. Anyone need anything? Did you get it?
This freestanding column reminds me of the one they just erected in Mexico City. Erected.
I think that just annoys me and I just don't find it funny. I think you're trying to make a joke, but it's not really working. And then you fall back on like, oh, haha, I tried making a joke and it wasn't really that funny, so laugh at that. It's like, no.
Lease on life renewed.
That one's kind of funny. It's not like they're all bad. Obviously, there's good lines. But a lot of it I just didn't care for. Like one, this is a hot take, but I hate Blood of the Dead's ending cutscene. It's like, it's basically shitting on old Richtofen completely. when he basically just sacrificed himself for all of his friends. And then an older Richthofen shitting on him for, I don't know, because he hates himself or something. Because he tried to save his friends and save the universe, or whatever he did towards the end of Revelations, when he shouldn't have done that, and maybe he's mad at him for doing that, even though he also did it. So I don't know, it's kind of confusing when you think about it. I just don't like it. Him smashing the blood vials on the ground, him like just like having all of them not remember, and then also just being an asshole to himself. Like, why? Like, it's just not. And then he's just also sacrificing himself. This is probably his like lowest moment. He's gonna die alone without anybody knowing that he did this and sacrifice his friends. It's just like, damn, why? This is just so, it's like torture. It's like torture watching this shit. Like, this is like Richthofen, bro. He's trying his best, okay? Despite he might hate himself, but I don't have some compassion. It's still you. God damn. That just doesn't. That's the one thing. You don't have compassion for yourself, like especially when they're doing something that you know. Like I don't. Like I feel like Richthofen should know that he wouldn't sacrifice himself super easily. But then he just. But in that moment he does, and he's just not acknowledged for the sacrifice at all. He's just like, you're a piece of shit. You don't deserve to have these blood vials. And I was like, what? I might be missing something. Like maybe when he did that, he thought he was just gonna. He thought he was just gonna like. He thought he was gonna be able to be saved towards the end, but. Damn, that might make this whole thing I'm just saying invalid. Who knows? Why are you doing 4 different mythologies from that are all completely different and have their own lore and stuff in one storyline? Like, oof. That feels so like instead of focusing on one and just working with that one mythology. Like you see like that's just another thing of ambition. Like you went way too ambitious, and it would just, I don't know, the story's pretty, I don't know, it's not really coherent for me. Like why not just focus on Greek mythology? Why are you focused on Norse? Why are you focusing on Norse, Egyptian, whatever the 4th one is, instead of just focusing on one? Like that probably would have been way cooler. There's a reason why God of War didn't do all 4 of them at once. And instead just stuck to Norse for 2 games, and then they're gonna go do other ones. Because there's already a lot of content in each mythology, so just spreading out so thinly. Like you're not gonna explore each one meaningfully enough. Like this is the only map we get for Greece. What? Or unless 9 is like Greece? Question mark? I know there's more to it. They do try to tie it in, but I feel like just focusing on 4 different mythologies just unironically limits you. So now you have to like pick one and then get rid of another and then pick another. Like it's just weird. Oh, and the fact that Dead of the Night doesn't do well. I'm just talking. I'm kind of talking out of my ass because I don't know this for sure. But then freaking Dead of the Night just has vampires and werewolves and all these different. It's like, where's the mythologies now? Like we're just doing a completely different thing. It's just like so confusing. Like at least in Black Ops 1, like there's a suspension of disbelief there with each map, and there's not like it's not like they have 4 different mythologies. They just have one timeline. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I just think they justified it in Black Ops 1 better than in this game. Oh, and I guess the maps themselves as well. The maps themselves as well. The maps themselves. Like this, I like this map. Obviously, I'm playing it. It's like the only one I like going back to and playing. But even 9, I kind of get bored of really fast. Like I don't really have like a. Like it's really simple, and that's kind of goes against it for me a little bit. Because it's so easy and like just simple to play. Like I'm not gonna go back and replay it multiple times. It's probably just the thing I play only a couple times, and that's it. Whereas this one I can go back because there's a lot of stuff to do. Like I have the 4 hands. I can upgrade them even further, and then I can upgrade them even further after that, so I can pack punch them. Like there's a lot of stuff to do on this map, and there is a lot of stuff to do on other maps, but I don't think the gameplay is that strong. Like I feel like I'm killing zombies more in this than in other maps. Like I feel like I'm doing a lot of bullshit. Like in Dead of the Night, I have to do 4 different like puzzles, quote unquote puzzles, because one's just an escort mission, one's just you stand there and shoot zombies. What's the last one? Oh, and then the other one is you just go find a picture, which is like, that's like, I don't know, that just feels so lame. I just don't, and I don't like the escort one. It's just so boring. I'm just because I just hold a zombie towards the end of the game and just walk around with it. There's like no point in not doing that. Like I didn't even like doing the Easter egg either. Like it's okay. I like kind of the ending boss fight. But then after that, but before that, I mean, like you have to do the stupid scratch mark step. That shit was stupid. What a dumb step.
Oh, thank goodness. Mangy ghouls are starting to build up a tolerance to bullets.
That map's alright. And then again, the characters, like you introduced a whole new cast again. And they're all, and I don't like them either. They're all, I kind of think they're all shitty. It's just like, I know a lot of people love that map, but I really don't. I don't like how I also have to go look around for parts. And I always have to look up a guide for it because I don't play that map enough to remember all the part locations. Yeah. Voyage of Despair too. That's like another map where I'm just like, I always have to look up a guide because that map doesn't really have too much to do, but like the stuff it does have you do is like really, really annoying, and the reward for it is just not fun to do. It's not a good reward. It'll be like you get an ice shield and you did all this bullshit for an ice shield. I'm just like, okay, that's cool, I guess. And then I tried the first step of the Easter egg, but it didn't work, so I just said fuck it and just ended my game because the step itself was already really irritating to do, but then it just doesn't work. Hey, why did you not work? There you go. And that just didn't work for me. I know after that's like the worst part of the Easter egg. But then after that, it's like, it seems like it's easy to do. Or not easy, just like more fun than the first step. That map is just also super confusing to run around in. I just don't like it. I don't remember like any areas, or just the areas take a long time to get to. I just don't, it's just not a good, I just don't like the map design, I really don't. What's another map? Okay, I'll let you know the good maps. It's 9, Ancient Evil, Tag, Classified. So, there you go. We got 4 out of 8 maps that are good. Let's go. I don't think Blood's good. It's kind of a shit map. That has another problem where it's like the Easter eggs, there's like side Easter eggs that don't give you good rewards. So I don't feel encouraged to do them. And then the steps themselves to get those rewards are just fucking awful. Like, the Hell's Redeemer has like one of the worst like Easter egg steps ever, where you're just like looking around for a stupid dog to shoot with your shield. And there's like 20 different like spots it can spawn in. It's like, why? That's so... Like, what were you thinking? And then the crow step for that map, ooh, fuck that shit. That looked so annoying. And then, like, I watched an Easter egg guide for that whole thing, and it just doesn't sound like a fun Easter egg.
Kid on Christmas. This is better than any walnut.
I don't know. And then Alpha Omega. That one's actually, I have fun with that map. I like using the ray guns. Just Pack-a-Punch is annoying. The crawlers are really annoying. They're not fun to play with, really. I hate the teleporting one, or the one that shoots at you from the rooftops. Why? That's so annoying. And though I do like Tag, it's a fine map. The fact that it's like the final ether map is just it pretty much it's just a pretty much how you describe BO4. Just wasted ambition. Just like your last map is Call of the Dead remake. Damn. With the transit crew? Wow. I guess yeah, we know you had a low budget. You know, you guys were getting rushed anyways. But damn. That's just like such a sad ending for either.
Spartan.
Like the map's fine, and it would have been fine if it came out in the middle of the life cycle, but the end, oof. But yeah, this is Black Ops 4, arguably the saddest one out of all the COD games or zombies games, because thank God Cold War came out after this, because goddamn, that really revived the zombies community for me. Like, this game just wasn't doing it for the community either. And Cold War fixes a lot of problems that this game had, and I super appreciate it for that. And just made zombies fun again. It made the focus on just zombies killing instead of stupid side quests, like every map in this game does. Those are my thoughts. If you disagree, comment below and we can argue because you're wrong probably. So yeah.